You all been asking for a pirate set for a long, long time. Maybe the most fan requested theme of them all. So I'm very pleased to finally give you what you want. But when I think about pirates, I think about two main things: the spirit of adventure and treasure. So, how can we make good on treasure? For me, when I think about the greatest treasures in Flesh and Blood, it goes all the way back to the beginning with Welcome to Rathe, Arcane Rising, and Crucible of War. The big banger, the original, the OG sets, and those cold foil fables. But as you all know, we have the reprint policy. We can't reprint cold foils. We're never going to reprint the cold foils. So where are we going to get the cold foil fables and legendaries from? My personal collection. Let's get started. So folks, it's time to have a look at James White's collection of Flesh and Blood. And I'm very pleased to share this with all the fans around the world, especially those fans who have joined us in recent years and missed out on that first euphoric wave of hype and excitement around Flesh and Blood's release and all of the chase for the fables. And I finally remember those photos that I used to see of people cracking the hearts and cracking the tunics and the beaming smiles. It was just a wonderful, wonderful era for Flesh and Blood in our journey. So with High Seas and the treasure packs, all the fans around the world, new and old alike, will have a chance once again of opening these most coveted, treasured Flesh and Blood cards. So of course, starting with the tunic, and we have Crucible of War, the beautiful Shiana Diamond Gemini. For those of you, here's a little inside story. This card I made for my wife. Her name is Yan Shi, so Shiana. Now you all know. That one's for my love. This selection of beautiful cards, plus a few other treasures that we'll talk about soon. We're going to go into these treasure packs, but I'm going to sign them. And there's some backstory behind signing some of these cards. My original idea for the treasure pack was I was going to sign the complete set of Arcane Rising First Edition to go into the treasure pack. And I was like, the more I thought about it, the more I was like, you know, as cool as like getting a signed common First Edition card sounds, I just don't think that people will be that excited about it. Like, yeah. let's just make the treasures like the real good stuff. So that's how we got to where we are today, just focusing on the real treasures of the history of Flesh and Blood. Yeah, really none more so than Eye of Ophidia and Heart of Fiendel. So this is my gift to you, my dear fans. I have never ever signed a cold foil Eye of Ophidia, ever. For those of you who come up to the meet and greet tables at Pro Tour and at semi tournaments over the years, I declined to sign First Edition and Alpha Print cold foil legendaries and fables. In the very, very, very beginning of Flesh and Blood's existence, I did sign a few of the legendary equipments, but I have never signed a cold foil Eye of Ophidia, so this will be one of a kind. The beautiful Heart of Fiendel. There is one cold foil Heart of Fiendel that I've signed in existence, and it was because one of my staff just kept asking me again and again and again and again, and eventually I gave in. So there's one of them. I don't think it's in the wild. I think it's still tucked away in one of our original team's personal collections. So that will be a very special one as well. So there you go. For those of you who like J-Dub signed stuff, here's something special for you. I'm not going to sign this big old stack, but these are some cool cards that not many people around the world have had a chance to get their hands on from cracking packs. So the marvels of our original heroes only ever featured in the History Pack 1 Black Label. So these are also from my personal collection. We've got one of each of the languages of the original 8 heroes, the adult version. Some of the prototypes that we did to validate the double-sided cold foil printing for Bravo Star of the show that ultimately ended up becoming the Marvel cards that you guys know and love. You saw them with the Dragons and Uprising and the Transcend cards and Misspell and so on and so on. So it's become a normal part of what the Flesh and Blood experience, but this is where it started. So we have the OG, the pre-original Marvel card being the Bravo Showstopper double-sided cold foil English. So we're going to be putting 2 of these into the treasure pack. Only 3 of these exist, by the way. There's only 3 of these that exist, and 2 of them are going to go into the treasure pack. The other one's staying in the archive. And then this beautiful, beautiful card, the Great Library of Solana. Only 1 of these is going into the treasure pack. 1 of these actually exists in the wild already. It was gifted to a cherished collector out there who has been very supportive of Flesh and Blood's journey over the years. So 1 of these exists in the wild already. The second one is going into the treasure pack for you all to hunt down, and the third and final one is staying in the archive. But these are, I think, are grails for the collectors out there. This is part of an inside look at the process of how we create these sorts of new printing technologies that you guys have come to love. And Prism. So this is the Marvel Prism. And the only way you can get this card is with the statue. We've only made 100 of those statues, so this card is incredibly scarce. And there's only a few of those statues that are in circulation at the moment as well. So this particular Prism is signed by the incredible artist Olivia Prima. She signed this for me at the Calling Singapore. So thank you very much, Olivia. This is one of the most beautiful Flesh and Blood cards for me that exists, and I hope that you enjoy chasing down this card and finding it in the High Seas treasure packs. There we have it, folks. All of the beautiful treasures and grails to chase in the High Seas treasure packs. Best of luck.